But there are some of you that believe not. For Jesus knew from the beginning who they were that would believe not and who should betray him. There are some that had to leave because they did not understand the truth and accept the truth of the bread of life. The truth that he was the one that came for salvation. You know, there's a lot of people in Christendom that depend on things other than the death of Christ on the cross of Calvary. They'll trust in baptism. They'll trust in sacraments. They'll trust in things that they repeat over and over again. They'll trust in things that every week, if I come and I confess, that everything will be okay. That's not salvation, folks. Salvation is a one-time experience when you put your faith and trust in Jesus Christ and you turn it all over to him. And from that point on, you're sealed. But there's some that won't listen unless there's something they can do. I've got to do this. I've got to do this. If I can only do what God expects, or what I think God expects, then he'll accept. I come to church every week, right? I've been baptized. It's amazing how many people, when you go to the door, knock on the door, and you talk to them about salvation, that they'll say, well, do you know for sure that you're going to heaven? And they'll say, well, I was baptized. Brother Rockwell, isn't that right? I was baptized. And when they say I was baptized, I take them and say, well, tell me about your testimony of salvation. I always like to hear people tell about the time when they received Christ as their Savior. And when that happens, usually they're like, because they don't have a time. And then you begin to give them the gospel. They're depending on something they did in something rather than something that he did. These people, there were plenty of them there that were dependent upon his miracles and trusted in what his miracles, what they saw. And they followed him, but they did not trust him. And they left him. You know, we as Christians, whenever we think about what we do for Christ, we're not accepted anymore by God by what we do if it's in our flesh. Hebrews says that, do you know how we please God? The only way we can please God is by faith in trusting him for what we do in our life. Without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. He looks for our faith, for our trust in him, and to do that things in our life for him that's full of faith. That's our God and what he expects out of us.